So do you mean historically or currently? Currently, goat isn't being sold because, well, we're white as hell. And by that I mean Americans hate meats that have gamey flavors or like anything other than very neutral savory flavors. And as a country, we actually have one of the lowest rates of people doing things out of our comfort zone. We are one of the least adventurous countries in the world. And anyone who's grown up in the last 100 years grew up in a world where basically cows and chickens and the meat industry as we have it right now was already dominant. If you go back a little bit further and you want to see why beef is so dominant, it's because of beef subsidies. There is a lot of money wrapped up in the meat industry that we have right now. And making a shift to something like goat would be very expensive, even if it's cheaper to farm. If you go back as far as you can, it was just that cattle was one of the easiest things to domesticate. And on top of that, it was one of the easiest things to travel when people were often setting up new homesteads. We had a lot of skill for herding cattle, and smaller animals like chicken and turkey could just be kept in cages. Goats were not nearly as common, and we didn't have the same skills to herd and raise them. Which is a shame because they can eat a lot of plants that other animals can't, and they would be a very good source of meat. So yeah, beef and pork and all of that sort of stuff was kind of grandfathered in when the meat industry grew, and now the meat industry just has a lot of subsidies that prevents it from reaching out into other types of meat. On top of that, there's not a whole lot of demand because Americans are fucking boring. That being said, I cook goat curry all the time. Me and my friend Casey love it. I cook it in an Instapot so that the meat gets very tender, and I have a hydroponic herb garden, so I put fresh herbs in it. It's pretty good.